Good morning, Bud Hohola here. Hey, a lot of different things are going on these days that we can't really understand. We don't really get the gist of what God is doing for us. Now, a lot of different things have been happening that were in prophecy. I go through, listen to Amanda Grace and Robin Bullock and a couple other different Frank Kuhlman and different ones like that that basically have the Word of God that they're telling us about. Now, a lot of these prophecies, I know that even in the book of Revelations, not in the Revelations, I'm sorry, in the Bible, it does. Jesus did say that there will be a lot of false prophets that will come into this world and deceive you. I understand that, but we also have to kind of know what's going on. The Lord does tell us what's going on a lot of times. Either we deny it or we believe it. And most people deny it because the science is better. Yeah, it's not. It's the assumption of man. That is what science is. Anyway, so a couple of different things have happened recently. We've had lightning strikes to different areas and different monuments around the country, and this has come true. We've had volcanoes, a volcano, I believe in Greenland, or Iceland, Greenland, Iceland, one of them areas, that was dormant for many years. That they said this will never erupt. It erupted. That was told in the prophecy. Lightning strikes. Unfortunately, there was one in Washington, D.C. that killed 2 people, unfortunately. Whether that was planned by God or not, I don't know. And a lightning strike to one of the monuments. I think it was the Washington Monument, the obelisk, that was hit too. And then you had the Georgia Guidestones, which, some person of God went and started that and destroyed that, which is a great thing because that was the devil's monument. So, we got all these things that are going on in this world. There's a lot of flooding and different things like that. There are certain things that we can't explain. One thing that really makes me kind of go, is we had major flooding in Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas. Now, to give you a little more insight on that, they're having a lot of problems with droughts out there. And, there's not really a lot of snow out there on the mountains to melt anymore and things like that. So they had major rains that flooded the casinos and parking lots and downtown and all these different areas. So, to me, that's an act of God. That's not an act of man. And different things that are going on in this world, we need to really focus beyond what man is telling us and showing us to say, wait a minute, I think that's more that what God did. We don't want to acknowledge that, and that's what really upsets me, because I see things beyond what man's well, I'll share this, and I'm going, get out of my way, because I'm looking around you and going, I see the truth behind you, because you don't want, God just wants us to see the truth, not to be fooled by man. See? That makes sense, doesn't it? And it's the same thing I say every time. If it doesn't match up or make sense, it's a lie. But, so we're going to go a little further. Everybody has their own reasons to have fear and anxiety and anger and depression and all these, I'm just going to say, feelings. We have these feelings because we only know 2 things: being numb in the mind and having fear. And it's true. If you really think about it, we sit around all day, we do what we do, and that's pretty much it. And then when something happens, we fear, we panic, we run and do stuff we're not supposed to do, or we should be doing, or we just go, oh, and then we look like that's not exactly what we're supposed to do. If we're children to adults, we should know common sense on why these things are happening, how to deal with these things. It is unfortunate that we're going through a very terrible time because of a false president and his socialist government that is here in this world to destroy us. because apparently they think that, well, let's push the devil's agenda faster forward so we can get our money and be evildoers, or whatever you want to call them, the elites of the New World Order. But these are things that will come in prophecy. Jesus said this. The devil will come. You'll be deceived by the devil. You'll think that he is me. Until it's too late. Always know the truth. Always know the truth. If you don't know the truth, you better find it. You better know it. Go back to your roots, to where you were born, what your mom and dad told you, what your relatives have told you, to be truth, not the garbage that goes on today. That is not truth at all. Folks, I'm trying to get through your head, to open your mind up, get rid of the garbage, empty the garbage out in your mind and in your soul, and live the life that God has given to you every single day. God has given me things that I can't even handle sometimes. Like yesterday, I was in church, and I just, sometimes I sit there and I'll go through the things. I sing in the choir, which I love doing, and sometimes it's a little emotional because you're singing to God. You're not singing to the congregation, and that's the way I look at it. And sometimes I get really, don't cry now, keep going, you're doing good. So, excuse me. Anyway, but these things, you sit there and let me put it this way. I sit there and I listen to the sermons. I look around at the people and I go, these people are awesome. People are great. They're God-fearing people. They love Jesus. We love each other. We talk to each other. And someone came over and tapped me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, I need you to help me be one of the ushers." And I went, "Okay." See, that's one of the things that I've always wanted to do. And God has given me that opportunity to do that. Now, of course, I was a little nervous because, and a little funny story about it. I'm a little nervous because now you got the tray, of the little breads. And then later on we come out with the little cups of so-called wine, which is basically, high C drink. And, as I'm doing this, I'm giving, holding the people so they take their whatever they need and going on to the next person. So halfway through, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, God, wouldn't it be funny if I said hors d'oeuvres? I said, not a good idea in church. Don't do that. But it was a funny idea. You had to be there. So, God does little things to open up your spirit and get you to go, wow. A little thing like that got me going, hey, I've been noticed. This is what I wanted to do. I want to get into doing more in the church and stuff like that. But sometimes I hold myself back because I'm like, well, you could be doing something else, like just, sitting around doing nothing in the house, or, cleaning the house, or, well, I know I don't clean the house. My wife, she does all that, but that's another story. But, it's hard to explain it. When you deep down inside, you want something. Would you like to have something to happen? And the Lord gives you that opportunity. That gives that little whoop, here you go, do this. And you're like, wow. It was the same way with me when I wanted to become a person on the choir, a singer on the choir. I used to sing a little bit here and there, and I guess I have a good voice. I don't know. Some people say I have a good voice. I don't know if they're being nice, but, once in a while I can hit it right. So, and, it took a lot of courage for me to go, all right, I'm going to do it. And then when I got there, I'm like, oh, God, I hope we don't mess up. Because they're going to go, oh. Because the worst thing for me is like, wow, thank you. You proved your point that you can't sing. Okay, have a good day. Bye. That was one of my fears. Because, it's different from when I used to sing karaoke. You're singing you're by yourself, you're singing a song, and that's it. But when you're with a lot of other people that comes together, it sounds beautiful. It sounds inspirational, and It's unbelievable to say, but anyway, I know I'm getting off point here, so because I'm running out of time also. Well, here's the thing. We need to hear God. We need to hear God's voice. And a lot of people say to us, well, God doesn't talk to us. Yes, he does. We just don't hear it because we're blocking him out every time we think, well, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the truth. I don't want to hear what you want me to do. I don't want to hear anything because I am my own person, and I go to church and I listen to the Bible, and then I walk out of there and do my own thing again and start all over again. Well, I got news for you folks. Just by going to church is not going to get you into heaven. You need to do more than that. And I'm telling you that from fact and from experience. Because I lost a lot of time in my life when I used to go to the Catholic Church. I learned nothing until I came to an Alliance church that teaches Jesus. Doesn't teach what's in the book and go the book or word for word. You could read the Holy Bible several times. You might get something out of it, or you may not get anything out of it. But when someone's speaking to you, a pastor or minister, speaking to you about the Bible, and then says, okay, so this is what Jesus did, and this is why Jesus did this. This is why the disciples did this, or they asked this question. And these are things why these things happen. You need to know the background of why things happened, because these same things that are happening back then are happening now, but we just don't see it. Now, I'm not saying Jesus is coming around. There's somebody around going around and healing people and prophesying. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the persecution that's going on. They're trying to kill off the Christians and the Jews. They're doing all this again. But they're, keeping you busy thinking something else while they're going behind our backs and doing things. The government's evil, and I don't care what you think. I don't care you're right, left, up, down, whatever these, you want to call yourself. Evil is the government. We, the people, are supposed to be the disciples to go out and teach the word and speak the word of God to everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, what you think you are, how better you think you are, or worse off than you are. We need to speak the truth of God every day. And God is not going to come back because, it looks really bad down there, so all these things are bad or happen, so I'll come back then. No. He said it in the Bible. He said it very clearly. I will not return until everyone knows my Father's words and knows of me, Jesus. There's a lot of people out there that don't know anything about Jesus. They turn their backs on God. They turn their backs on religion because I'm better than religion. I don't need religion. Yes, you do. I've said this hundreds of times to people, and I'm so tired of listening to the same, well, I don't need Jesus. I can just preach myself. Wrong. Because when you go and do things by yourself, the devil comes out and says, hey, did you know that this doesn't happen? God's not going to do that for you. You're a loser. Don't worry. I'll take care of you. I'll give you the right words. Wrong. That's what he's doing. If you're sitting there in your life and you're thinking that, well, I can do everything by myself, I don't need anybody, you're wrong. Because that's exactly the first words out of God's or the devil's mouth. Forgive me, Lord. That is the first words out of the devil's mouth. What did he say to Adam and Eve? God ain't going to kill you for that. Come on. It's the knowledge of tree. He just doesn't want you to have that. Go ahead. You can have that apple. It's just an apple. No big deal. And what happened? Read the Bible and find out. It's the same thing in this world too. If we go off track and we do these different things, and next thing you know, you have no concept of life anymore. And don't sit there and tell me that, I know everything about what goes on because I listen to the news. Oh my God, don't listen to the news. It's a propaganda. It's lies. Lies, lies, lies. For an example, and this is true, look it up for yourself. This terrorist Sakawi or whatever heck his name is, they're saying they killed him this month. Well, folks, if you look it up, and I've actually seen this on another news program, only one news program brought it out. They said, well, wait a minute, he was killed in 2000. He died of natural causes in Afghanistan or wherever he was. How come they're not reporting that? Well, they're reporting it all of a sudden. And whoop! Oh, shh! I'm not talking about that anymore. We messed up. What is going on with this world? Evil. Lies, evil, propaganda, misread information. It's all these things that are going on. How do you get away from that? Stop listening to the news. Pay attention to what God is talking to you about. And believe me, He will. And once you stop that stuff and listen to garbage all the time, same thing with music and movies and everything else, evil, all kinds of garbage is in that just to distract you from the Lord. That's what it's about. If you're more interested in getting up in the morning and turning on the radio to listen to the news and listen to all the garbage that's being said to you, it's not too late for you to turn back, to turn away from that. I listen to the regular local news until they start spouting the garbage of what the government's telling them to say. That's when I stop. Speaking of stopping, I'm going to stop right here because I really have a lot more to talk about, but I'm running out of time to do that. And I just wanted to say this to you. Please pay attention to what I'm saying to you. You don't have to go and do exactly what I say to you. I'm giving you a word of advice from the Lord. I am not a spiritual leader. I am not from an organized church. I hate that word, organized religion, because that is an excuse. I'm just a person that goes to church and hears what God says. Anybody can do this. Anybody can hear the word of the Lord every day. And those that do choose to hear Him will hear Him. And some of the things that He will say to you will make you renewed in your life. It'll give you sense of common sense and give you the truth of what's going on in your life and what you need to do for others. That is the most important thing, a message that I can give you today. But I'm going to stop right here because I think I got to get going and go to work, because you can see I'm dressed in my work clothes. I want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate everything that you've done in your life. Lord, I thank you. I thank you for what you've done for us. And protect these people that are hearing me out here and watching my videos. And, and if you do have comments, please do that. Oh, and also I keep forgetting to say this. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube videos, it's Buddy, Buddy, Hahola, Hahola. Just put that in YouTube. It'll come right up. You can subscribe there for all my videos and different things. Also, on Facebook, I've also set up a new site, and I can't remember the name of it. Oh my God. But I'll come back to you with that one. I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm going to leave you with that because I got things to do, and I'm sure you got things to do too. So may God bless you. Be safe out there and listen to what Jesus said. He will tell you things that you will not find in the Bible. But also be aware that the devil is going to say the same things, but he's going to trick you. Be aware of it. Once you hear the Lord's voice, you will know. Have a great day. Be safe. Bye-bye.